Hey, Eric Music here. Welcome to the Subscription Box Show. And if you enjoy this podcast or it has even helped your business in any way, then I'd ask you to please consider supporting the show by visiting the subscriptionboxshow.locals.com. Any dollar amount would be a blessing to us. Thank you so much for considering. Guys, so what's new? How's Detroit?
Snowy. We got a bunch of snow yesterday.
Is it? Yeah. Is that picture I saw you guys post? I don't know if it was on LinkedIn, the Disney World. Was that an old picture? Was that Photoshop?
Oh, we went last week. We took the team down there and we did a site tour of the venue and just then did the park for the day. It was so much fun.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was like some green screen or something, and you guys were like just doing some kind of promotional thing for the
we got Chris under a roller coaster. He screamed his face off. I dying laughing. Like crying afterwards.
Are you not a roller coaster fan, Chris?
No.
I've never been on one. I'm terrified of them too. Yeah.
You're afraid of them?
Yeah, I've never been on one. Like I go to rides like at little things, but roller coasters just scare the you know what on me.
My favorite roller coaster, my favorite ride was the Mickey and Minnie Mouse one. It was just a moving cart slide.
Yeah, nice and slow.
Nice.
Cool. Well, thanks for doing this. I guess I should maybe introduce you guys for those who've never seen or heard of you guys. This is Paul Chambers and Christopher George from Subta. They're two of the co-founders, formerly of Gentleman's Box as well. So welcome here, you guys. I got your media brief as well. This is all very fancy. Is this due to your new PR partnership, or is this Lauren's doing here?
Yeah, no, Lindsay Palmer.
Yeah, Lindsay's great.
She's a rock star.
Awesome, yeah. Shout out to Lindsay Palmer. So from Palmer Public, I believe is still under Palmer Public.
Yeah, she's representing Subta. She represents other subscription brands.
Yeah, she's
worked with a lot of them, so she knows a lot about the space.
Yeah, for sure. Well, this is a new format, so it's going to be very just chill, conversational. I don't know what kind of podcast you guys listen to.
Back, relax.
Yeah, have a coffee. Video, audio, whatever floats your boat.
No, I don't. You said chill, so I was trying to get in a chill mode.
Yeah, and I should. I even came repping here. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Nice.
Here. Look at that.
Nice. I like it.
You want to touch on that, Chris? What is this certified shirt, Chris? What does this mean here?
Well, that actually originated from Subta because we had this Subta certification. It's on our roadmap for Subta in the future. It's a way to get brands Subta certified. And from there, the name being on the shirt was something that I launched, a brand that I launched, and it was a way to give back. And so for every hoodie sold, the brand gives 100 meals to those in need. It really stemmed from Subta. So more of just a fun passion project.
Yeah, cool. Serial entrepreneur at its finest there. That's what happens.
Always and forever.
Yes. Yeah, always and forever. So maybe let's just start by talking about what's new with Subta with you guys. And then I want to start talking about Sub Summit. This is going to be a huge part of what you guys will be focusing on going forward until June here. But yeah, what's new with Subta? Since we last spoke, maybe, and 2022 is a fresh year. Q4 is in the back, rearview mirror. The acquisition of Gentleman's Box is sort of in the back, rearview mirror now as well. So maybe just give us an update on where things are at there.
Yeah, we're full force on Sub Summit right now, as is evidenced by the background back there, and that's really where our attention is up till through June here. Subta, obviously, we continue to support the community, continue to create, share the news, what's happening out there, what's going on, create engagement in our Slack channel and our Facebook groups, all those awesome things, and get everybody ramped up and excited for what we're doing, at Sub Summit this June. And we're hoping you can get across the border this time.
Yeah, it's things have gotten worse since we last talked. Things are crazy.
No, I feel like Canada's going backwards.
Yeah, I think it's not to get political, but we don't really have good leadership right now. Let's just put it that way.
It's a challenge.
It's very divisive, we'll say.
Yeah. So, we're super excited for that, and we've got some awesome speakers that are lined up for the event. Some great partners, bring a lot of great partners back. So, and everybody knows this is if you are building a subscription business of any kind, and particularly subscription box, the people you're going to want to meet, the people you're going to want to know, the conversations you're going to want to have are happening at Sub Summit. And we brought it back last September in person again, able
Dallas?
to in Dallas, and successfully bring everybody back with no reported COVID cases. Despite, I think everybody feels like COVID's it's hiding from us for a moment. We're still going to take same precautions and encourage safety and everything with everybody. But
yeah, I think what's big for us is, with Subta, we're really trying to cultivate this amazing community. And one of the great ways we do that is with Sub Summit. At Subta, we're continuously working on our offering. We want to be able to provide our members with great resources to help them build their business. And the truth is, some of the great ways you can learn things to build your business is to have great conversations with others that have already done it or that are already working on it. And Sub Summit allows you to do that. We facilitate this community to bring everybody together, allow them to network, listen from great entrepreneurs that have had tons of success, and at the same time, meet with suppliers that can help them really grow their business. Yeah. Our exhibit hall is huge. We were just there last week. It's going to be like 130 exhibitors in there. The track rooms are great.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the keynote room is huge.
Yeah.
Paul really picked a big spot. Put a lot of pressure on us.
Chris said go big, so I went big.
Big or go home. Yeah.
And realistically, this will be the biggest event. Yeah. We're pacing towards that. We expect 1,500 people.
Yep. We'll have 1,500 attendees at Sub Summit this year.
Woo. And I think all across the board, everything's bigger. Our pitch competition prize is huge, 50,000.
Yeah.
With 10,000 check, $40,000 in in-kind services. One of them, which is a full website rebuild. Paul, you know a ton about that. What's the value of being able to rebuild your site?
Oh my gosh, that's enormous. The value in itself, that's part of the package of what they're going to do, but the value in itself is beyond the price of what that's worth. It'll help their business so much further, bringing in. And so let's say you take one of these pitch competitors that maybe bootstrapped it, did it themselves, or found, a friend to do their website, and they win this pitch competition. Part of that prize package, not only is the cash to help them maybe spend it in marketing or spend it in somebody else, but also they get that website redesign from Prella that is top notch, will take their business to the next level, and they'll see sales from that. And then Pitney Bowes, the other co-sponsor, is going to help with their packaging, help make sure they have the right shipping and fulfillment and everything. So we're super excited.
Your business, right? So you got some money, you get the front-facing website, you get the back-end operations. It's truly a great package. We're excited about it because it's the biggest package we've ever had.
Isn't it something worth isn't it like $50,000?
Yeah, $50,000.
$50,000. That's incredible. Like, kudos to you guys. I don't know how you pull that off, but maybe some partnerships.
The fun. This is a testament to how much we love to give back. Right? We're giving the 10,000 cash to first place, and there's 5,000 additional that we're giving to runner-up prizes. Our total sponsorship on that package is $20,000 sponsorship, 25, and we give 15 of it back. The rest of it covers our operating costs on it. Yep. So really, this is something we do for the community and to get it out there. And it's so exciting for us to see that. We had our first virtual round yesterday, the first 10 contestants.
Can people still apply to it?
Yeah, and they can still apply. So that's our round 2 is open now.
Perfect. Well, let's talk about that. And, let's just roll with this then, because we're into it now. Like, hey, June art. So maybe tell us where people can apply to that right now, because we're going to be putting this out really quick then this episode. And then what the deadline is. And while you're saying it, June art is going to be putting, when this is, edited, obviously, he'll be putting the links on the screen here. So go for it.
Yeah. So people will go to subsummit.com and they'll find a block on the page there to apply the pitch competition, or they can go to special events and find pitch competition in there. Or if they want to go direct, subsummit.com/pitch, and they'll take them right to the pitch landing page where they can apply for the next round of the pitch competition.
Let's see if you can put it right where my finger is here.
What if I make it super confusing and do this? And then
I'll do this.
The editor will just have to decide.
Yeah. links everywhere.
Links.
Is there, I guess I should ask, is there requirements to apply?
Yeah, so they have to launched in the last 2 years. All the requirements are laid out on the page there. We set it up so that it's supporting those businesses that are in need of it, and help them continue to grow.
Yeah, amazing. Can you imagine getting you're under 2 years in a business and you get that kind of just the CRO alone? So forget the 10 grand you can maybe put into your advertising or marketing, right, for this 2022, but also getting the money to invest into the website that's going to actually make it CRO and conversion friendly. Like, maybe they're converting at 1%. Imagine getting them to get to that magical 2% plus. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. You're talking about the sales that it's going to help. That stuff's not easy to get done when you're alone without that cash. It's tough. So Guys, go
a
apply.
good testament to that is Wowzitude, our winner from last year. Susan, her business has been blowing up in the last year since Sub Summit, and she was able to invest that into helping grow her marketing, grow her operations, and what she's doing. And we keep in touch with her, and she's had just such tremendous success.
Cool. Well, let's give some added value here to the listeners and the viewers of the show. So you guys are probably doing the judging, or who are the judges? What can people do to give themselves the best chance of winning this thing here?
Yeah, so we've got 3 judges. We had 3 judges this last one, right? Mm-hmm. So for round 2, it'll be 3 different judges. Oh, cool. So it's not us, but we help select. We have a committee that helps select the brands that are part of the 10 that get into it. Mm-hmm. And then from the 10 that pitch, 2 of them will be selected to pitch in person live at Sub Summit, where then we would announce the grand prize.
Yeah. And then the next round of 10, there's 2 more. So those are 4 final competitors at Sub Summit Live. It's narrowed down from there. And I actually have a call later this afternoon with the judges. We're going to be going through, I help guide the conversation with them of, who do you think was, who scored the most? What are we're reviewing in there? And then they will pick their 2 winners, which we'll be revealing next week.
Oh man, that's cool. That's wicked. I mean, so is this like Shark Tank style, Dragon's Den style? And then what can they do what do they have to come up with? Do you have to come up with just like, they have to be really good on camera? Or is it just the metrics? What are we?
I mean, I think it's a combination of a lot of things, right? It's like, what's your pitch? What are you going to use the money for? What's the full business model? Mm-hmm. The ability to answer those questions, quickly when the judges have them, and really having like everything sounded in place, right? The judges want to see a company that they believe that this money is going to help them be successful. Yeah. And it's going to help jumpstart their business, right? So you don't want it to just be an idea. You want to have some backing around it. You want to have a good presentation and really show that this is something you believe in, 1, and 2, that you're going to be able to use this money. It's how you're going to be able to use this money to help you really grow the business. I also think another part of it is like, and we always talk about this, like, who's the entrepreneur? Like, who you're investing in, right? Yeah, that's a big part of any business.
Oh, huge.
Yeah, the judges have 5 criteria that are judging on. Chris hit on almost all of them in there. From ranging from the team down to the execution and design to proof of concept. Like, how valid is this? How well does it work? Have you vetted the pricing strategy? And what's fun is we work hard to make sure that there's a level playing field across all participants. So we do a pitch coaching call in advance of this. We sit down with the competitors. We share the judging criteria, tell them what to expect. I've personally have done pitch competitions before, so I share my experiences, talk about things to look out for, practice, get it in that 3 minutes, because it's tough, Eric.
Well, 3 minutes.
You did a good job this year, though.
Oh, almost everybody finished on the zeros.
Yeah.
Wow.
Almost everybody.
Like 3 minutes. That seems quick, eh? Like that's going to fly in this.
Yeah. Unless you practice it, it's hard to execute on. You have to get in there and practice that 3 minutes. Because when I've done it before, I'm like, oh, this is good. This will be 3 minutes, and it ends up at 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my gosh.
I think part of it too, when you start to get the questions asked by the judges, it allows you to elaborate on some of the parts of the business. And that's where a lot of that comes out. So you really get more time. I mean,
they get 3 minutes to pitch, and they get 5 minutes for Q&A.
Okay.
So they'll get more time to elaborate, but they don't have to hit on that set of criteria, but that's what the judges are looking at. So we coach them on, hey, make sure that you're hitting some of these key points in here and hit what's appropriate for you and your business. And the other thing we do is we share the previous pitch competitions with them, so they can see what types of questions the judges ask.
Okay.
What types of questions are coming in and what to expect. We want to set them all up for success. And so that's how we do that.
I was going to say, is there a video or some kind of like library where people can go see past pitches just to kind of set themselves up? That's kind of a good and a bad thing, because you don't want to be, a copycat. You want to be yourself and original, but maybe gives them an idea of like kind of the structure of what there might be to put together.
That's all on our YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and type in Subta, you'll see that there.
Yeah, like if like Kent from Sushify and Susan from Wowzitude and Alaskan Book Box and Wild Alaskan Seafood and Equal Opportunity Book Box. Those are 4 from last year, right? Yeah. You watch those 4, they were our 4 finalists. Oh, I'm sorry. And Black Girl Map Chick, Brittany Rhodes. Watch those 5 and see, what did they do? What was their secret sauce for maybe helping get through? You can take that and apply some of those same principles, right? Yeah. You're not going to do the same pitch because you are your own unique person, but apply those principles.
Man, that's crazy. So speaking of the YouTube channel, let's maybe touch on that. What's going on with the channel lately, Chris? I know you do a lot there with Chris G Cares.
Yeah, so we're consistently uploading content. That's for our community to be able to to engage with us, be able to watch videos that can help them grow their business. We've got the No Excuses with Chris G series. That's where I talk to a lot of startups and help them grow their business. We've also got past videos from our events. We've got speaker sessions from our events, and we're continuously using that channel to help provide content out to the community.
Right on. TikTok. Are you, it's funny. Who did I have on? I don't know if it was John Roman lately or Josh Band from Plate Crate, which I'm supposed to talk to you guys about. I'm supposed to do an intro to John. I don't know if you guys have ever talked to Josh Band.
No.
Write it down. Plate Crate at Plate Crate. First of all, his Instagram is hilarious. They go all out, and it's just the funny stuff.
Plate Crate.
So it's a baseball subscription. It's brilliant. Like they're really kicking butt. They're in Boston. So Josh is, he's phenomenal. I think he'd be a really wicked fit for Sub Summit. He's very animated, outspoken, but very intelligent. Like he knows how to communicate properly. I think he'd be a wicked fit for a Sub Summit down the road. But anyways, maybe it was John Roman. We're talking about how Chris was a prophet talking about TikTok all these years ago. I think the first time we had it on, and I think since I first met you, you've been like, get on TikTok. And we're like,
we're actually just before we jumped on here, Chris and I were rehearsing one of our TikTok dances. Do you want to show them?
No, you could.
Yeah.
Well, it's a together
so
thing.
Much better than me at it.
I know, but it's
we got to see this.
It's not quite there yet, Eric. Okay. We'll do it next time on the next show. Okay.
That's funny.
I mean, look, I've always been an advocate of it because that's where the consumer's attention is, right? Now, there's a lot of factors that come in, like what's your product? Does it make sense? Is that audience on TikTok? Now, it feels like everybody's on TikTok watching it now. But, using that to create content, there's so many eyeballs on there. It's a great way to get exposure to your brand. And also you can repurpose those TikTok content or TikTok videos and make them into Facebook ads. It's a big thing I've been a big proponent of lately because those ads work really well. It's a recognizable sound. People are generally watching that. So TikTok's been really successful for a lot of brands.
Yeah. We have a fun little internal edit down of Chris saying TikTok over and over that we started leaning into, in which, in hindsight, he's right. We would be like, he always says TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, he got it right.
Yeah. I think like the, what we're talking about specifically was like how and I'm not sure how you're using it. It's just if it's content based or if actually advertising on it, but people, I think it was John. He said, he was like, I almost had to fire myself because I've been trying to do this TikTok, trying to figure it out for the last 2 years. And now it's actually working. Like the algorithm seems to be there now. Like there's something there about it where the audience,
right?
Yeah. The consistency.
Consistency is critical. Yeah. Them as a platform have made it more robust, being able to target audiences, being able to track the conversions, all that stuff comes into play. Right. And so I think one of the biggest problems was like so many people were doing TikTok ads and weren't able to track the success of it.
Right.
Everything that's happened with Facebook and Apple and removing the pixel, I think has made people think about different avenues to driving traffic.
Yeah.
And like, again, the truth is everybody's attention's on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, fair play. And I think if they can continue to narrow in or really kind of get their algorithm figured out, which it looks like some people are saying they have, because they're starting to see a lot at the top, like on the video you'll see posted from John's show, like in a few weeks, whatever. Like we go through his TikTok stuff and like on his ad account, and it's TikTok's like the number one things that keeps popping up. He's getting a lot of content or traffic from TikTok, which is crazy. And then Facebook's like by a long shot, actually. Because I think they put something like Inquire, I think it's called, or
interesting.
The checkout to even do the survey, and people are saying, "Oh, I saw your stuff on TikTok."
Yeah, I mean, look, one of the things again is this product offering, right? For John Roman and BattleBox, they've got a lot of cool things in there. They can make things explode and like they can show different ways to use some of the things that come into the box. So that comes with good TikTok content.
I think that's where you start. And I think that's where we want to just start. And then is just like keep being consistent, putting out content on TikTok. And at some point, once you start getting a following and you start getting that more robust audience, then you can start looking at like nailing and first of all, you'll get comfortable with the platform. And then second of all, you can start maybe dabbling into advertising, because I don't think we're ready to dabble into advertising yet, other than, paying influencers that already have an audience. And I think that's where, if you're listening and you're new, that's certainly somewhere you can start. But I think, just starting with the content and repurposing that is gold, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Going back to Sub Summit, do people like what's Florida? So is there something specific or special you guys are planning around the fact, just because it is? And I think, because I thought it was going to be on just like because isn't Orlando like the conference capital or something of America?
It's a giant.
But you guys are having it like right at Walt Disney or something.
Yeah, it's right on the it's on technically on property in Disney. The Swan and Dolphin is an independent hotel, but they're they're licensed through Disney and everything they're doing there. It's fun. It's walking distance to Epcot, walking distance to Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
And when I toured that venue initially, it's one of those, just the way it flowed and the way it functioned was really well for the way we like to design our events. We like to make sure that ease of access to everything from a central spot. So we've got a central meeting foyer there, and you can go down into the expo hall and walk through into the general session, or you can go up to the track rooms. So everything's quickly navigable there, and you have immediate access to everything that you want to see and be within. It also gave us a lot of room to grow as we have been in the past years. And pre-COVID, we were over 1,000 attendees, and we knew, we would have been trending towards that 1,500 in-person marker, had to take that COVID break like everybody else. And that's where we're moving back into that. So this gives us room to have a lot of space for people to come network, but still give us that breathing room of the COVID precautions in there too, if it rears its ugly head again.
Yeah, man. And for international people like myself, and I talked to Liam, who's going to be there, Liam Brennan, and he's going to take it as a sunny holiday too. Like, stay an extra week, man. Like, that's what we're planning to do. Like, bring the whole family.
Bring the family, bring your team, like we did with the team
man.
day. It was awesome. We went through the parks together. We did all sorts of fun stuff, eat, drink, just a good time. And, so there's both elements of that, both sides of it. We always try and pick cities that have good airport presence. So a lot of like room to fly in and out, try and pick venues that are close enough to the airport. So it's less than a 30-minute drive to get to the venue. If you're going to Uber, taxi, drive, bus, whatever it may be. This is the furthest east we've been in a while. We usually try and stick to the central part of the country, but this gives us a new opportunity to change it up a little bit.
Yeah. Why is that? Is it something you're still keeping in? Is something that you just want to keep going forward? Because I think Florida is a great spot. Like, it's too bad it's not right now, because I'm looking outside. There's literally a blizzard today, 80 to 90 kilometer winds. It's like
we sent it your way.
Yeah, we had a bunch of snow yesterday.
Okay.
Well, I think it's an easy place to fly into, which is great. But sometimes we try to be a little bit more central. That way, the West Coast and East Coast are about traveling the same distance to get to the event.
Yeah.
But we felt really good about Florida. Everybody seems to be excited. You can just feel it sort of in the air that everybody's ready to be back in person.
Yeah, for sure.
And so we're really excited for this year.
And Florida's open to that too, right?
They are.
I'm not too sure on all the what's going on in the States, but I know that Florida seems to be a pretty cool spot for one, and two, they're open to business. Like, business is open, right? Let's go.
Right, and that was one of the things, quite honestly, we had to consider as we were looking at that. We couldn't risk having the carpet pulled out from us last minute because things changed in the state or whatever. So we wanted to give us some flexibility and allow it to be our decision and how we wanted to help make the event run and allow our way to help keep people safe. And so that's what we've done.
And we did a really good job with it in 2021. We're doing the same thing for this year, but we had temperature checks coming in. We had 3 different colored lanyards. We had red, yellow, and green. Green being that you were happy to give high fives and shake hands. Yellow being you would touch elbows, and red would be that you wanted to stay 6 feet. And everybody was super respectful of all that. And we saw that everybody was really comfortable getting together.
Yeah, and it worked out really well. I mean, Delta variant was doing this as we were flying into Texas, and there were a lot of concerns. Some people were ready to get out and see people again, and some were, hey, I want to stay home. And that's why we're doing the virtual option. We'd love to have people come and meet in person, but if you're not quite ready yet, then we have that as an option. But the audience, again, that audience that did come, the almost 600 people that were there at that event, no reported COVID cases. Everybody had an amazing time. And by the end of it, everybody was super thankful and appreciative that we stuck to what we had to do and get back to resuming life as we once remembered it.
Yeah. Amen, man. I think everyone's ready for it. I think, is that a bit of a pain in the ass though, to have a virtual event still? Because it's like it's probably not easy. I mean, first of all, I'll say your virtual events are fantastic. Like, it's one of the best in the biz. Like, I've said that before, like, they are really well done and they're really cool, but also it's probably not the most cost efficient thing to put together. And
it's not easy, but it's not terrible. We always, the attitude we're going with is hope for the best, plan for the worst. As a team, we came together and said last year, this is going to be one of our hardest events we ever do. As people could switch last minute. And that did happen. We had speakers that said, hey, I'm not quite ready. I'm not quite comfortable yet. Or I came down with COVID. I can't make it. And so every speaker has a Zoom link. We can flip them to virtual at any second. Every session has a live streaming link. It is more of a burden on us. It is more of an expense on us, but that's an investment we make in the community so we can help keep bringing everybody together.
Yeah, I think this goes back, Eric, too. We're here and we built Subta to help grow this community. And if that means we have to do other things that cost us more money, that's what we're going to do. We stood by that from the time we started this, and we're going to keep doing that. That's what's really helped drive what we've built with Subta and Sub Summit.
Yeah. No, yeah, money aside, I'm just talking about like the bandwidth of like the Subta team. Like you got to have people on there making sure everything's going right. Like there's tech.
I get 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Bradley over here, I don't know what he was running on. Chris Chambers, talked to him. He was pulling his hair out and it was funny because too, a lot of that stuff was like the muscle memory things. When we were running an event in person in 2019, the things we would do.
Yeah.
There were muscle memories at the time. Every year this is what we need to do here and here and here. And then those things that we maybe forgot about or just let lax a little bit more, they put added stress and pressure on there. So it's lessons learned. We've adjusted for 22.
Yeah. Well, I think you're banging on to have it in Florida. It's going to be, I'm pretty confident we're going to be able to make it there, and it'll be a family trip. It'll be awesome. Like just because we haven't traveled in like 2 years, and you guys live in Detroit. It's not, it's up north. It's our winters are long, right? So it's like, it's nice to get sun. I don't care if it's June and it's getting warm here. It's still warmer there. Like it's not quite full out summer here yet in June. So, do people mostly go? Where do people go? Like, you guys know who's going there. Is it a lot of like people go to network? Is it to looking at the partnerships? You mentioned 130 merchants. Like that's crazy. Is it to listen to some of the speakers? And maybe we can get into some of the speakers, like who's going to be specifically talking, what you guys have planned. And maybe let's just go like a preemptive tour of what it would look like when you're landing in. What does that look like to the final day here?
I think it's D, all of the above. Everybody comes for different reasons and what they're looking for, and every different shapes and sizes of their business and every different segment of subscription. And we're proud to say and excited to say we have the largest exhibitor hall on the planet for D2C subscription. And there's some amazing brands. You want to talk about some of the partners?
Yeah. Look, everybody in this exhibitor hall is from your payment processors to your marketing to fulfillment, packaging, plugins for checkout and retention. We bring those suppliers in there so that you can meet with them and learn different ways to help you improve your business, whether that's lower your COGS, help with acquisition, help with retention. And if you're a supplier that wants to be there, there is no event that brings hundreds of D2C subscription brands together at one time like Sub Summit does. And our exhibitor hall, if anybody that's been there in the past, I know it is full. It's great. And we want to be able to provide our community members with different options so that they can find the right partner that can really help them grow their business.
Yeah. And then, when it comes to the networking, we build in dedicated networking time into the event. We've got our hosted buyer program, which allows attendees to attend the conference on us and on the sponsors that participate in it, where they'll get a free ticket to the event. They'll get hotel and flight reimbursement in there as well. And all they have to do, which is an added benefit to them, is have a few meetings while they're at the event with select suppliers. And we do a matching program that will help them match their interests in what they're looking for. So they might say, I'm looking for shipping and fulfillment, or I want to meet with box manufacturers. Then those guys on that side might say, I want to meet with this company, and we match them. And when they have those meetings, they get to attend Sub Summit for free.
Yeah, I saw that, the hosted buyer program. So like maybe like, because you kind of like, is this a new thing, this hosted buyer program? And
it's our third year.
Yeah, this will be our third year.
We trialed it at Recur, what a small event we did in 2019, worked out really well. And then we did a little bit of virtual, right? Did we try?
No, it was all in person last year.
It was in person. Well, I was saying during the virtual Sub Summit.
No, we didn't do it during the virtual Sub Summit, but I can tell you what was astonishing about the hosted buyer program last year.
Is it, sorry, just quickly, is this something like a VIP ticket? Is that essentially what that is?
So the hosted buyer program it's a way for suppliers to be able to have an opportunity to meet with merchants that are attending the event. And the incentive for the merchant to meet with these suppliers is that they get a free ticket and they also get a $500 travel reimbursement as long as they go to all their meetings. And so this works really well on both sides because it gives the suppliers an opportunity to have 8 minutes with somebody, and the merchants get a free ticket, they get travel reimbursement, and they might meet with a supplier that really can help them change their business. What we saw at last year's Sub Summit, and I'd never seen this before, whether it was in our event or another, was that there was merchants asking to be in it.
Yeah.
While they were there, they were like, hey, how do we go meet with people?
Yeah.
right? And you know, that's why it's critical, because there's a limited number of merchants that can be in this program. So if you're interested in that, please make sure that you go and apply for that. There is some criteria. You have to have a certain amount of revenue per year, shipping out a certain number of packages and that. But for most, it's a really good opportunity to get to the conference, not have to pay for a ticket, get your travel reimbursed. And then on top of that, for those of you that are maybe more startup, we've got the Sub Summit Startup Scholarship, which is going to give select brands and companies and attendees free tickets to the event.
Yeah. So depending on when this airs, it may already be on the website or it might be coming soon. The scholarship program we're super excited about this year. A select number of companies will be, there's so many different things that we're covering for these companies within there, whether it be tickets to the event and hotel and airfare. We're super excited. This is another thing we're underwriting the cost on to help bring these great brands to Sub Summit to come and learn and grow.
Yeah. When do you guys want this launched? I guess sooner the better, because the pitch competition round 2 ends.
Yeah, they're working the scholarship right now. They just asked me for some feedback on it.
Yep, that'll be on the next few weeks here.
Yeah. So I think, when did you want to air this, Eric?
Well, I'm just looking at my scheduler here. Like I had you on March 22nd, but I can move.
Oh yeah.
So, see, John Roman's March 15th, Josh Band's March 8th. I'm just looking at my stuff here. I mean, we can bump John or Josh around. It doesn't really matter when they come out.
Next up.
Let's see when the next round of pitches is.
Next round of pitches, applications close March 25th.
So let's move up.
Yeah.
What can you move ours up to March 15th?
Yeah.
Tell John Roman I kicked him over.
Oh, it's fine.
John, you've been bounced. Yeah.
You've been booted. He's talking to him today. He's a good guy.
So the scholarship program will be up by then too.
Yeah. So we'll have the scholarship program up. And if you post it on March 15th, it gives people 10 days to apply.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, done. So you guys are going to be seeing this. It's March 15th as you're watching or listening to this, most likely. Cool. And it gives you a bit of time if you're late to the show on this one. Okay, cool. So let's just maybe go right from step one. You're at home. You're considering going to Sub Summit. Like you said, this is for all stages. Obviously, there's people at all different sizes. You got people massive. John Roman goes. He's got a massive company, but you also got people that are just kind of wanting to get their feet wet. They're still in the idea stage as well, right? This is for everyone.
Yeah, this is absolutely for everyone. Okay. We're actually bringing a startup track back this year for those early stage companies that either haven't launched yet or about to, or have launched and are ready to continue to grow and accelerate, kind of throw fuel on that fire. We have another track that's going to be dedicated to those mid-market and enterprise companies. Next level thinking, tactics, techniques, focusing on, from automotive subscription to gaming subscription and everything in between. And then we have another track that's the opportunities, right? Where are the opportunities to continue to grow? Stephanie Risto from Bariatric Book Box, formerly Nike and WebMD, a master of email marketing. She's going to be doing a little mini email marketing workshop in there.
Oh, nice.
So, all sorts of great content across the boards, and some amazing speakers on our main stage as well. We've got DoorDash coming. Truebill, Haroon, the CEO of Truebill, is coming to the stage. Your good friend Travis Chappell is going to be there talking about using podcasts and monetizing. And
yes, that's my good friend, my coach.
Yes, absolutely. So, I
got Luke Baroni, president, Lucky Box Club, yep. Kimberly Lewis, CEO and co-founder of Curl Mix, Anthony. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher the name. Napolitano, owner of Triple C Consulting.
Napolitano, yeah, he ran the HP Instant Ink program, right? He built out HP's Instant Ink program, and he's going to be giving a talk on the S word, the fear of the S word, subscription, because so long at HP, people were afraid of flipping to a subscription model. And how did he get them to come on board with that and that mindset? So that'll be a fun one.
I think here's the reality of it, Eric, and I truly believe this. Us as entrepreneurs, we're all stuck in our day-to-day, right? And where's your opportunity to learn something that can help you really grow your business? And some of that best opportunity is when you're having a discussion with somebody else that's in the industry that's either been through it, tried it, or is about to try it. Sub Summit gives you that time. You take 3 days. Like, I really believe there's no way you can't come to this event and in 3 days not learn something that you're going to take back to your team.
100%. Yeah.
Going to that event, one, is worth every penny. We also give a bunch of avenues to get there for free or at least discounted. We truly want to have everybody in this room, because the more people there, the more networking that's going to happen, the more opportunity for people to build really good businesses. At its core, we built Subta and SubSummit to help businesses find profitability through subscriptions. We want to continue to do that, and we're trying to make it every opportunity for anybody to attend this.
Yeah, we're going to be announcing this here. I'm trying to remember. I think we talked about this next week or so. You're going to, by the time this airs, people will see it on our website. We have the best minds in subscription box launching at SubSummit, from Sarah Williams and Julie Ball all the way down to yourself, Eric. They're going to be there talking about it. Liam Brennan. Yep. If you want to pick the brains of those that are in the trenches, that are teaching the best tactics, techniques, they're going to be there, and they're going to be doing sessions. You're going to be doing a live podcast there. The meet and greets that are going to be happening. So again, just absorbing that knowledge, no matter what stage your subscription box might be in, pre-launch or, scaling and growing, there's something there for everyone. We always say, like, if you can't get the value of the ticket or the investment that you made to get there, then we'll give you your money back for that. Like it's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and everyone goes there for different reasons. I'm going to go there because I've been wanting to go for so long. But the networking, I always go to conferences to network, man. I like speaker. I love listening to speakers, and it's great. But sometimes I'll even sneak out, and sometimes in those halls, that's where the gold is, right? You'll see other guys that are there for kind of the same reason. You start chatting up, and it's just like, that's where you kind of like, those are the memorable moments. You make some connections, some friendships, build relationships. That alone is worth the price of admission, because you have all these, like, it's like a monster mastermind of subscription fans and builders and creators and entrepreneurs together, learning and leading it. And it's a great community. Like, you guys know this more than anyone, how the community and subscription is kind of unique in that sense, that it seems like there's no scarcity mindset. There's all this abundance, beauty of mindset, like helping each other out kind of a thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you a quick funny story behind that. Our second SubSummit we ever held, 2017, Austin, Texas. We see registration come through, and it's Phil from Sprezza Box. Mm-hmm. We're like, oh, we're running Gentleman's Box at the time. Our biggest competitor, the one we wanted to just destroy, was Sprezza Box. And we see Phil's coming to our conference. We're like, that guy, come to our event.
The nerve.
Yeah, right. He and his partner Lennon ended up being the two nicest guys in the world, forged a great partnership, great friendship with them, and actually helped them, after we exited, helped them with an exit as well. And became good friends. And I just talked to Phil yesterday. Chris was talking to Phil the week before. So just like who you think might be your biggest nemesis out there becomes your best friend at SubSummit.
Yeah. And I've seen that all across, like talking to these entrepreneurs, right? Like they'll say, like, they'll actually reach out and they talk to each other. And it's like, hey, direct competition. And they're like, hey, what have you done? What are you seeing here? What's working for you in the ad space or whatever? Yeah. And they're just completely helping each other out. It's there's enough for everyone.
There's millions of people out there. Room for everybody.
Yeah. Okay. So people get their tickets. What are we looking at for pricing? Is there, VIP? Because I know, like, when I go to a conference, I'm always getting the VIP. I want, but there's other people, like, I need, things are tight. I just want, to get there, and I'll figure it out from there, kind of thing.
We have a standard ticket that's inclusive of everything at SubSummit. It not only includes your ticket to the event, the networking, we do the really nice lunch with a nice keynote. It includes the Cube Awards with a beautiful dinner at the Cube Awards.
Which we'll get to that. So pause on the Cube Awards. Yeah,
we're gonna come back to that.
Welcome reception, cocktail hours, networking.
So everything's included. If you're a member of the Launch Your Box community, there's an exclusive offer out there for the Launch Your Box community.
That's Sarah.
So check in. Yep, that's what Sarah's. Check in with that group. Julie Ball's doing some awesome stuff with her community. So if you're part of hers, check in with her, and she's got some awesome things that she's doing there.
We have some workshops too with some of these companies are running.
We do, yeah. So Sarah's doing a workshop
the day before the morning of.
The morning of, and Liam Brennan is also. So if you're in Liam Brennan's group, check in with there, because he's got some awesome things that he's doing, an exclusive ticket as well. So their Facebook groups are going to have all that information and knowledge in there. And Liam's doing a workshop about getting to your 10,000 subscribers.
Yep.
The steps you need to do to get to that. You can also buy that as an add-on to the ticket, but if you're in Liam's group, get in there and check that one out. Yeah,
talk to Liam. I know he posted something about that. A brilliant little blog the other day. So, okay. So you get your ticket. You get your accommodations. Is there a timeline on that? Should people get on that right away?
So the end of March is our next price increase. So you're going to want to do that here before the end of the month. make sure you get that in there. That's when we move out of our early bird pricing into our standard.
And there's like a room block there. There's something, right?
Yeah, there is also a room block, a great room rate at the venue for the duration of the conference, and I think within a few days after it as well. And that's also on Subsummit website. You can go to the venue area, and that's how you follow to the room block.
Yeah, subsummit.com. I mean, you're looking at the screen if you're watching this, or if you're listening to it. Yeah. So we get there. No, bring us in. So June 1st, what does that fall on? Is that a Friday?
That is a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. Cool. I love that. So you still get to fly back. Okay. That's a really good idea. Bang on. So you fly in on Wednesday or Tuesday probably, or whatever.
The best is coming Tuesday night. That way you're ready to go Wednesday morning if you're doing those workshops. The conference officially kicks off Wednesday at 1:00. Our track sessions start. If you're part of those workshops, they are that Wednesday morning. So getting in Tuesday night is always beneficial. And then Friday we end around noon. So that way you can catch a later flight and
if you wanted to, and still get your weekend. Yeah, that's why it's brilliant. So curious here how it works. Like talking about conferences, I've had this before happen to me, right? So I'll use Podfest as like the last one. It was actually funny about Podfest. I go to Podfest and it's in Orlando, conference center, of course, of the universe. And then, but there's so many things going on. I feel super overwhelmed. I'm like, I got FOMO happening like madness. Like I want to see this, but it's happening at the same time as this other one that's over there. And then I want to see this and shit, there's something going on over here. And oh no, shoot, my VIP ticket brings me over here. Like, how do you deal with that? Is that something that happens there where there's a lot of things going on, like different stages, I guess? And to that point, can people catch up on it later on?
Yeah. So there's also a really good reason to bring a couple of your team members, because there might be a session about operations. So you send that person to operations. You might want to go to a session that's more about acquisition or marketing, or you might want to go network with some of their founders. So I always suggest, if you can bring a few folks from your team, send them to the appropriate tracks, right? Because we'll have 2 to 3 track rooms running at the same time. The keynotes will be the only one. But when it comes to networking, that's for everybody. The cube awards, that's for everybody. So, I think there's not too many situations where you're going to feel like, oh, I'm going to miss out on too much. But also post the event, you'll be able to, as a premium member to Subta, you have access to all the sessions. And joining Subta is very cheap. It's just $99 a year. Yeah. So that allows you to go to any sessions you might have missed.
And then we have Cliff's Notes as well of every session they have access to as a premium member. So you can not only get to go watch a recording, but if you don't have time to sit down and watch all those, you can skim through all those Cliff's Notes and get the gist for everything, get the key takeaways. We have our team in every single session taking those notes and getting those key takeaways for everybody.
Love it. Okay, so Cube Awards, when does that happen? So, and what is the Cube Awards? People are like, what is this? I want to be part of this Cube Awards stuff. How does that work?
I mean, I think they know what it is now.
You should watch the video. Like, if anything, go to the Subsummit website and watch the video. If you want to see how hype it is.
The Cube Awards is like the Grammys for direct-to-consumer subscriptions.
Yes.
It's my favorite part of the whole conference. It is the most attended part of the conference. Yeah. It's probably the most well-received part of the conference. But we have awards in 13 different categories, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. Everything from best pet subscription to best give back or with social marketing.
Social good.
And there's 13 different categories. There's hundreds of applications that come into this. It's a very robust judging system. It's full red carpet, paparazzi there. It's
crazy.
Taking photos. You go there.
Spider-Man. Who's going to be doing this year?
Yeah. So it's a whole experience, right? From walking through the red carpet, taking those photos in front of the banners, going into like a 4-course meal with with a appetizer, and salad, and a full dinner, and then a dessert, and then that all. And by the way, that's led with a pre-Cube Awards cocktail hour, which is another great networking opportunity at our events.
That's worth the full price of admission right there.
Right. 100%. I mean, we don't do drink tickets at Subsummit. You can have as many drinks as you want, right? And so
within reason.
Make sure you can still walk. But you have a cocktail hour, you walk the red carpet, you go into the Cube Awards. It's a full production. The AV guys, Paul and Chris and Bradley, the way they do this is remarkable. And then from there, it goes into an after party where people continue that celebration and the networking. And people are so proud to win that award. You should see,
I bet.
See the videos.
Yeah,
they go there and make their little speech, and it's truly really one of the most exciting parts of the conference.
Amazing. Yeah. From what all I've heard from numerous people, it's just like, it's the highlight of almost Summit's great, obviously, but this is the highlight. This is what they really, I know Julie's a huge fan of it. Like she and her team really talk a lot about it, how they just love it. I think one year was Captain Jack Sparrow with it. Is it from he was on the red carpet, and now it's Hollywood, or not Hollywood, it's Florida with Disney. So it's endless.
We got a special theme.
Okay, cool.
So
cool.
You got to see when you're there.
Right on. So so that brings us to that's the Thursday, and then I guess the Friday, the goodbyes and stuff, and people take off. So Sub Summit looks like it's a no brainer. At the very least, go check it out, subsummit.com. Yeah. Again, Junard dropped the link again there. It's something worth, if you're serious about your business. Like I agree. I think not that I'm not an affiliate, people. I'm just telling you, it's just one of those things where it's probably worth at least going to check out some past stuff on it and see if it's a fit for you. And especially if you're already in the States, it's my goodness, like it's how easy is it to fly around in the States? Like your pricing is cheap. I was gonna say for the cocktail hour, I'm like, that could be dangerous. If you got some Canadian like myself and an Irish man like Liam coming in there, stock up.
We'll give you guys a special table in the back. So if it gets too rowdy, we could just quietly exit.
Send him over to the Commonwealth table.
Yes, exactly. The Commonwealth tables.
Yeah, the Commonwealth. Okay, so let's move away from Sub Summit. I think people get a gist of what this is all about. So just Subta in general, and maybe in subscriptions in general, what you guys are seeing in 2022, what's new in the industry? Because you guys, more than anyone else, have a pulse, have a good feeling on what's going on. Yeah. You're talking to not only subscription boxes and founders, but you're also talking to partners and people that are behind the scenes. What can you tell us about subscriptions in 2022?
Yeah, I think a big part of subscriptions, and we've said this sort of in the past, but it's becoming more and more prevalent, is, it's a year of personalization, community, right? So if you're thinking about your brand, you need to think about ways that you can enhance that personalized sort of experience. What can you learn about the consumer as they're coming in so that you can provide them an experience that they'll more than likely like, right? If you're a subscription box, what can you learn about them to make sure the items that you're going to put in there, while it still might be a discovery, would be something that they still want, right? And that would help reduce churn. And I also think it's about building community. I've been talking about this a lot. The experience and community are critical. You're competing against the biggest brands that sell product like Amazon.com or Walmart, right? And these brands are more than likely going to be able to always sell something to you cheaper and ship it to you faster. You need to build a brand that can give them an experience they wouldn't get on a retail level. And so that becomes critical for this year and moving forward, is how do we continue to build a relationship with the consumer? How do we provide them an experience they don't get on a retail level? And how do we continue to provide them product that we know that they're going to like, continue to keep and engage with your community, and also communicate to their audience that that's something that they really love.
Yeah. Yeah. And building that, that relationship between the brand and the consumer. Our theme this year at Sub Summit, to lean back into that for a second, is shift and discover. And what we're encouraging brands and those in attendance and from here forward too, is to shift your perspective on how you can look at the relationship with your customers, shift the way you work with your vendors, shift the way you continue to build your brand, and discover what can happen from there. And really lean into that relationship and that community that you're building, like Chris mentions, with your customer base that's out there. The stronger that is, the greater longevity you have. And the greater goal here is ubiquity and subscription. Not knowing that you're even subscribed or caring that you're subscribed, you're thankful for it. It's beneficial to you in your life. And that's what we're seeing really happening. You don't need to lock somebody in a contract or trick them or hope that they don't cancel. You create something so valuable and so meaningful to somebody's life that it doesn't matter. And that continues and on again. So that's really the trend that we see. What we support as a trade association is give them freedom, flexibility, allow them to move around in and out, try different subscriptions, but be there for them and build that relationship for that greater good.
Yeah. Is there like community is huge. I know experience. We've talked about that before. I know you kind of always talk about it's all about the experience. And is there something like, I know every niche is kind of like have their specific things, but would there be something when it comes to community building, something that's kind of like on trend for 2022 maybe, or just going forward the way it should be, that's universal that anyone can kind of like utilize for their business?
I think that if there was, it'd probably be really easy to build that community.
TikTok.
Content.
Part of it is like, is your product offering something that you can build a community around? Right. That's a big part of it. So like, if I'm launching a new business, I'm thinking, how can I build a community around this? Right. Like Peloton does a really good job of this. Right. They've got their Peloton community. You look at brands like FabFitFun, they did an amazing job with this. Boxy Charm. When you think about your product, can you build a community around it? Is there people that you think that you could bring together that want to talk about this product? And or are you going to give them an offering that would help support and enhance that customer experience through the community, right? And so I think that becomes critical. I don't know that there's a one answer recipe. I think it's, thinking about, is it possible? And then really doubling down on it.
Yeah. Sorry about that too, by the way. I have one breakthrough on my call, and that's my wife.
And me, but I'm here.
Yeah, he's here. So he's not calling me right now.
That's right. No, it's the reason I'm asking is because there's so many things people want to try, I guess. I've heard from podcast of the month just for the members and keeping them engaged, to highlighting something about a member or whatnot. But there are certain things you could kind of do, but I guess that's your job, right? That's the job, is to kind of create this community. And I mean, every business, every model, every offering will be different. So you got to really, I guess, consider that for yourself. But yeah, I do think community is a trend. Is there anything else that you're seeing that, is something people should be really aware of in subscription with, is subscription fatigue still a thing, or people just used to subscribing now?
Yeah, but
I think that what you're going to be thinking about is the share of wallet. Right?
A share of what? Sorry?
Share of wallet. So you might have a kid subscription and think that your only competitor are other kids subscriptions. It's not the case. Every consumer has a share of wallet. They know how much they're going to spend every month. So you're actually still competing with the Netflix subscription and the dad subscription, or the mom subscription, or the family's food subscription. You're competing against all of that, right? And so I think that as you see more and more things are moving to subscription, we're seeing subscription in every single part of our life, right? Yeah. That means there's more and more competition for share of wallet, which means we need to be able to provide our product and experience. And having Truebill come speak at Sub Summit. Like Truebill is an app that tells you what you're paying for and like reminds you to cancel certain things. Well, what's really critical about him speaking is it allows you to really think to yourself, how am I going to build a business and a brand where I'm not on this list of ones that I want to cancel when I figure out that I'm still paying for this?
Right. Mm-hmm. And you could look at somebody like Truebill and be like, wow, they invited the company that encourages you to cancel your subscription to come and speak at the subscription conference. But that's why we did that. Like,
it's going to be any more relevant.
It's not about, it's not about what Truebill's message is. They lean into like cancel the unwanted subscriptions because that's what they want to help you do, is manage that. And so we want to help the subscription brands understand, how do they not fall in that list of unwanted subscriptions?
Oh, it's gold. Yeah.
You don't want to be on that list regardless, right? Like whether Truebill existed or not,
right? You
want to have a brand that people want and engage. You don't want them to think, oh, I got charged for this. And now you're dealing with somebody emailing customer service and saying, you already charged me. I don't want this anymore. And you're going back and forth. You're canceling the subscription. Build a really, really good experience that provides the consumer with a lot of value, and you're not on that list.
Yeah. Josh, Band from Plate Crate again, we were talking, he says you don't want to be that one where it's like the first one to go, where it's like, it's easy to be like, okay, this year the car just broke down, I got X amount of dollars to fix it, and first thing to go this month is my surprise baseball box or whatever it's in. And you gotta, that's what you're battling against. So
I think that the one thing I heard there though that I want everybody to think about is like, you don't want to be the one that like ever goes,
right?
It's not about being the first one to go, be part of the consumer's lifestyle, right? And I guess with some brands that you may feel like it's not possible, but it could be, right? Like somebody that's a really, I don't know that crate. He says baseball crate.
Plate crate. Plate crate.
Baseball cards or what's
it's like that? Plate crate. So he has it's baseball. So think of like your 14-year-old super baseball fanatic. So there might be cards in there. I think there's training gear, exclusive stuff that they put out themselves. They're pretty big you're pretty big now, I think. But yeah, I think going back, you need to connect.
So my point is, like, you build an experience and a community and a lifestyle with the consumer, and that one's never canceling, right? There's certain things we won't cancel because
and if it comes to when somebody's canceling it, understanding the reason why, which is commonplace now, right? A lot of companies, although we did a review of Birchbox the other day and they failed miserably at this.
They would ask you after you canceled.
Yeah, they didn't.
They didn't have a post survey.
They did, but it didn't give you reasons to stick around, right? So it's like it let you cancel, and then it's like, hey, why are you leaving? What's going on here? Versus the right way to do it is the cancellation flow of, why are you leaving? I'm getting too much. Do you want to switch to every other month? So affording that flexibility to the consumer and offering them, different ways to view your product, and knowing too that if you do give them an easy way to cancel, it's important to gather that information to present them with the right offers that they're more likely to come back and be back, with you down the line. So, we talk a lot about that and see different opportunities there. It's continuing to build that relationship beyond no matter what.
I want to circle back on something you said, that you believe even as an association. And I know a lot of people, especially the big boxes, they kind of put this front and center, like the cancel anytime. With, I guess my question is, with everyone I'm speaking to lately, and maybe you guys are hearing different, but this is what I'm hearing from entrepreneurs, mostly bigger, is right now the hottest thing on, like, Facebook ads are back. They're rocking right now with this, and only for those doing this thing right now. And everyone I'm spoken to is on the same thing. It's that they have a wicked offering with a product. So it's not like 50% off your first box anymore. It's not a free box anymore. It's like, for example, Battle Box is that free tent worth, $140, whatever.
Product of purchase.
Buster Box, Liam's box. It's the camera. Those guys are killing it right now with these offerings. But to do that kind of offering, to go against what you're saying with canceling time, you have to have some form of term commitment. Now, you can't legally lock them in. I get that. But let's say free camera or free tent with a 6 or 12 month commitment. Yeah. So I guess it almost flies into, and I get it. So I get both sides, right? And so how do you manage that if you're a company you're like, well, I'm hearing this, but then I'm hearing this. Where does it fall here, right?
Look, there's give and take in there, because as a consumer, you can't expect to rob a company. You're in business for a reason, so it's not fair to say, I want the free 10. Oh, and I only want to pay for 1 month. I should know, as a consumer, the incentive there is that, and there's different reasons to make different decisions as a brand. So if that's your marketing goal, but to what Chris is saying, give them the reason to be okay with that 6 or 12 month commitment. You're going to, as long as you're focused on producing a good quality product, there's no reason why they should want to leave at that point or be mad that they paid for 6 months or engaged for 6 or 12 months.
Yeah. I think there's two parts to that, right? It's like, instead of discounting the subscription, you're giving a free gift of product, which provides like higher value to the consumer. Yep. And then for you, it's like a lower cost. So Battle Box situation, I don't know if the free tent is just for signing up, or if they have to take a 3 month or 6 month or 12 month in order to get the free tent, or is it just if you sign up?
Oh, it's funny because they have the bandwidth and the tech to let's look at it right now then. Like, they have the bandwidth to I'm just going to share my screen here for
I guess where I'm getting at with that is, like, there's an acquisition cost regardless of if they're buying a 3 month, a 6 month, or a monthly. And this free product you're going to give is going to your acquisition cost. So even if you say, well, I don't want to give this $100 camera unless they sign up for less than 6 months. Well, if it's converting at a really low acquisition cost, your total cost might still be less than when you have a discounted box for a monthly. So there's like a lot of things you can look at with the unit economics, which like may or may not make sense on either side of it. Right. And that's what becomes critical. Like, do these unit economics make sense? Do I need them to stay on average for 2 months in order to break even on giving a free camera with first purchase? Well, it's really easy for us to test. Like, we run this out, we run and see on average how long on average do they stay for. And if as long as that average is more than 2 months, it doesn't matter if 40% of them canceled for month one, because we got 20% that stayed on for life. Yeah. And we got 50% that stayed on for 3 months. It was a win at the end of the day, right? Like, I remember We did $10 for your first box one time.
Yeah.
We've never done that before. And we were like, oh my God, like we are going to just get, like we told like 1,500 in like one day. And we're like, dude, we are going to get pummeled with people canceling. In like month one, 50% of them canceled.
Yeah.
15?
We looked 50.
50%
canceled for month one. Ooh. But we looked at it over the course of a year and it was a profitable campaign because percentage of them stayed on for a long time and we're still on, right? We were able to like, so the data is going to give you the answers to all that.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I think you're always, no matter what offer you have, and typically more aggressive the offer, typically you will have a bit of a higher percentage, like you mentioned, with like the churn rate in that first month or two. You seem to acquire a, quote unquote bad customer, lower quality. There you go, lower quality kind of customer. But he's also, everyone that's doing the gift rather than the percentage off or the free box are seeing also better churn rates. And it's like a way for them to kind of like, just instead of always having this crazy offer, like first free box, and then you're always just replenishing everyone that's canceling, right? And it's kind of like you're on this like wild goose chase. But with this new offer, it seems like it's really working well apparently with Facebook ads. So I just want to kind of highlight that if you've heard something similar.
Yeah, I mean, the reason is it's a higher quality consumer. They're spending more money on the first purchase. They're not buying it at a discounted
rate. That's right.
That's already been proven out. Like I think I've been talking about that for probably 2 years. Like that's the truth of it. You're just getting a higher quality consumer.
Yeah.
So free gift with purchase always works better. The problem comes because you've got competition that's offering a discount. So I had always said to you, we were talking about this. Like I wish they got rid of the coupon code spot.
Yeah.
Like nobody offered coupon codes. Like, go to apple.com. You cannot put a coupon code in, right? There was no coupon codes, then this like everything would change. The consumer behavior would change. There wouldn't be post-purchase consumer regret. You'd come on offering free product to purchase. You get a higher quality consumer. Churn would reduce. I mean, there's a ton. I could probably talk about that for hours.
Yeah, but that's all the more important why that gift's got to be bang on because you have to test those gifts, right? So like the camera worked. I remember Liam saying, I hate to keep using Liam. Sorry, Liam. But he's saying like they tried this like dog rain suit or whatever, thought it was going to kill it. It's way cheaper to produce than these cameras. It was a complete flop disaster.
Yeah.
Like it was like, so you got to test the right product. That product has to be tested, making sure you do it. And when you see it going, then you got to make sure, because it's got, again, you are fighting against or competing against people that are discounting, but it doesn't matter if your product is something that they'll almost sign up for just for that gift, in the case of the tent or in this case, the camera. So. Okay, what direction you guys want to go into? You guys have anything else you kind of like see in the subscription or what's going on with
something we're missing?
No, I think we hit on everything. We talked about all the Subsummit stuff. We talked about a lot of what we're seeing in the future of the industry. I feel like we covered some good ground there.
Yeah, the Cube Awards. Did we mention like people can apply for that? Is there a deadline? Is that similar to the pitch? Is that What's the deadline on that?
We should bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the Cube Awards, again, you can apply your box. Anyone can apply. You don't need to go on camera for this one. So if you're camera shy, this is a low barrier entry. Anyone can apply for the Cube Awards, and I think you can apply up to three categories. Is that it?
Up to 3 categories, and the nominations close March 24th.
24th. So again, this is gonna be perfect that we're launching this on March 15th here, so that people have time to go. So you can just go to Subta or subsummit.com.
Yeah, go to subsummit.com/cube. And it'll be in there and you can nominate your brand.
And if you're a supplier, you can nominate one of your clients.
Cool.
You can nominate your own brand. You can nominate other brands. So really encouraging. Like I said, we get probably 500 plus last year.
Oh yeah.
Entries. We're probably going to have a lot more this year. Very competitive. But it's such a good time. A lot of different categories.
Yeah. I've nominated brands before, like on their behalf, because I'm like, it's such I just, I see them and I'm like, this is just too good. Like people need to have eyes on this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, despite, knowing that there's a lot of companies applying, don't hesitate to throw your company in the mix and nominate yourselves, even just to be a nominee and to be part of that. It's a great opportunity for you to get out there and create that awareness around your brand. So definitely submit and nominate your company for a Cube Award.
I want to show you guys this too, because what you can do too, people that are watching and listening, especially if you're watching right now, this is my site. We've been nominated twice, but look, it's something you can add for credibility on your website.
Yep.
It's instant street cred. Like even if they don't know what
I
need to win it eventually. But even that, though, the fact that you're nominated as a best kids box, it's cool. They don't have to know what the cue boards are too. Your average mom living in wherever, she doesn't know what the cue boards are, but it's obviously some kind of big deal. You know what I mean? So these things are important to kind of display, and it's just another way. It doesn't cost you a thing to nominate your subscription box. So go and do it. Cool. I don't know if there's going to be, you guys want to do anything for a post-show wrap up here? It's gonna be exclusive to the locals community, or do you guys have to bounce? Okay. So we're going to say goodbye right now, and I'll quickly talk about it here. So for those of you who are supporters on locals, subscription box show.locals.com. We'll have a post-show quick wrap up here, 5 minutes with Chris and Paul, maybe some kind of little rapid fire for you guys and for everyone else. This has been great, you guys. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah,
glad to be here.
Cheers.